7-8 years of experience on basis side. I started with the HANA thing in November 2012, and I supported HANA. The first client was a native HANA, kind of like, it was just the customer didn't have any SAP environment. They had the HANA appliance, and they did the reporting on top of HANA. So I supported that for nine months. Yeah, and then we had the ERP system and BW system and CRM on HANA. So I supported that client for almost 6 years. Creation of BW system from Oracle to HANA.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's
I am working as a basis guy since 6 years.
Okay.
Is it useful to my?
Yes. So right now, what type of projects you are supporting, Murthy?
ECC or solution manager.
Okay. Business object also you are supporting.
Yes.
End of the session, Murthy. Let's start with the session. Okay. Probably you will have.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. So in that way, what you will have an idea at the end of the session. Okay. So let me start with the session. This session will be organized into kind of like this thing. So on day 1 we will be talking about the HANA. So day 1, day 2. So probably each day it will be 3 hours. Murthy, please go ahead, mute yourself now, if you don't mind, please. Day 1 we will be talking about the introduction of HANA. What is HANA? And what are the hardware and software technologies that has led to this new technology into the market. So there are some hardware and software innovations, like we used to have one CPU, then we have like having multiple CPUs, and each CPU is having multiple cores. So hardware and software side led to this HANA release in the market. Then we will have after we see the architecture, we will see the different replication technologies. We have SLT, we have BODS, Business Object Data Services, then we have the DXC, 3 data provisioning options to load the data into HANA. We will see that through the first session that I have prepared for the day 1. The day 1 session will use the deck for this. So this is the deck. We will start with what is HANA. As I said, the address, memory, and the CPU. And on software side, columnar storage together. And because of the columnar storage, there is a huge compression 1:7 there. So like we have 10 years of data. We can partitioning of data, 2001 data, 2002 data, 2003 data. We are having 10 sub-CPUs, out of which 10 CPUs parallelly they will be processing 2001 data in one system can be accomplished by partitioning the data. And no aggregate tables exist in HANA, and insert only on delta, which we will see when we go into the what is the insert only on delta. There is the main storage and delta storage. So one session on that dedicated to the columnar storage and the delta mechanism. For the day 1, this is the software and how was the future approach that the calculations are pushed to the database layer. So I don't want to go into the detail, but let's keep ourselves to the demo and cover every. So this is the software innovations, then part of multiple CPUs that we have, and this is where we are going to talk more is here. But how are we going to use it? This is how we are going to use it. We have objects data integrated BODS or DXC. To load the legacy or SAP systems, we will use this replication technology to load the data and consume it. We are going to consume it using the business object reporting tools like Crystal Report. Putting the data into HANA from your already existing legacy 20 years or 25 years. If they want, the customer says that on top of HANA, just like ECC on Oracle database, implementation, BW on HANA, definitely you can have it. Instead of BW on Oracle on HANA database. HANA is just like any other database. The technology and everything residing into in-memory. It's much, till now we have not used the in-memory. Everything was there in disk. Lot of time was consumed there, but here the data residing, keeping all the data in memory. So this is where the detailed architecture, what is the planning engine. This is a view of the HANA database, like backup recovery, and they are saying in memory, but what if it goes down? So how are you going to recover? So SAP has a persistence layer. What is the important data gets loaded into memory, then it will be stored in the data. Undo logs, redo logs. Undo logs goes into the data. Configuration backup. Configuration is a place where we have configuration is the place wherein all the INI files is there. Architecture, like what is the row store planning engine, aggregation engine. We have data provisioning. We will see what is the as I told BODS DXC. So this is kind of like where they have extractor transformation and load is the BODS. DXC data extractions. This thing DXC. So we will talk detail now in the next slide. You see then DXC, how the DXC works. It is based is having a BW component. We are not utilizing. You can utilize the embedded BW and not store the data because you have just bought a new HANA box. You want to put your BODS. Once you bring the data, how are you going to consume? And other interfaces that you have for reporting. Technology to load the data into HANA. If you want SAP directly on HANA and install ECC on HANA or BW on HANA. If you have a BW migration, just like heterogeneous system copy. So it's a database, just database. So you take the export, you do. So then we have the log-based replication. Then this is the tools, dashboards, analysis office, explorer, drivers. Where will you get these drivers? HANA drivers comes. Then you use any of the reporting tools, dash and JDBC, ODBC drivers comes. You utilize the JDBC, ODBC. This is how the connectivity happens. The reporting to the HANA database. Moving to the next slide, HANA editions. There is a enterprise edition session. HANA, this is what I was saying, is that I have a legacy system, I have data. You use SLT, VODs or DXC and load the new features are in the market. HANA Live is kind of like much advanced, HANA Live as well. HTML does not want to disturb the current landscape, the SAP system, and they just want to utilize the HANA analytics. That is where the reporting tools connected on top of HANA to do as a sidecar approach, wherein they don't want to disturb their existing SAP systems or anything. Nice on a sidecar approach. If we directly want to migrate into HANA, this is called migrate your existing ERP or fresh, let's say the customer or new implementation on HANA database. Okay, so this is custom native HANA, then BW on HANA, then SAP application supported, custom application support. This is just a second day training, third day training. Day 2. In the day 2, we will see how to install, to do the actual installation appliance, which is delivered by certified hardware, like few others are there. They are certified, and then they will install the HANA software and deliver project. You don't have to install ERP, ECC system or CRM or any system. It is given by the certified vendors. Delivered by, if we learn the installation, probably vendors. So you can do the installation. Good to know about the installation. It hardly takes and what are the post steps you see? What are the HANA review of this? Okay, not this one. So in the date, okay, and then the sizing we will focus. Let's say your current customers will be your approach. Definitely you have to first this number of CPUs, like SAPs. How will you come to that figure? How much RAM you need? So the sizing is most important. Definitely the hardware vendor is going to deliver the appliance, the HANA appliance, but the sizing has to be given to the hardware vendor. So how will you do the sizing? If the client says that I want to use a sidecar approach of HANA, how much RAM should I go for? Is it 512 GB of RAM or 1 terabyte of RAM? What you do is you run this scripts. Let's say your legacy system is Oracle, not SAP environment. Let's consider legacy Oracle or SQL. You have some scripts. You run that scripts on the Oracle. It will give you source data footprint. You divide by 7. Why? Because there is a compression factor of 1:7. You have 1 tera. Let's say you have 7 GB of data in your legacy and you bring into HANA. 7 GB divided by 7. 7 is the compression factor. In HANA, it will take only 1 GB of memory. There is a 1:7 compression. 7 GB of data in source, you bring into HANA, divide by 7, 1 GB of memory it will occupy. So how will you come to that figure? You have some good scripts, you run the scripts on the legacy, it will give you this. So we will go in detail. This is about the disk space. Whatever RAM you derive, you have to multiply that, because as I said, RAM is volatile. What if the system crash? You will lose everything. For that you have disk persistence. So this we will talk about. Then you have CPU sizing. And if you want, if the customer says that, can you give me, as a basis consultant, I have to give me the sizing requirement so that I could give it to the hardware vendor. I want to move my BW on Oracle to BW on HANA. So what you do is you log into the BW system. There is a very good report, SDF HANA BW sizing, and this report you run it. It will give you that you will need this 676 GB of memory if you want to migrate this current BW system on Oracle to HANA database. So you give that 676 GB to your client, and probably that will be specified to the hardware vendor. Very good. We will go into detail. I have a report. The output of that report also I have. We will go through that. Then if you want your SOH is nothing but suite on HANA. If you want the ECC system, CRM system, suites, business suite systems on HANA, then there is a specific node that you have to implement. There are some manual ABAP things, correct, things to be done. Manual implementation has to be done, and probably once you run that report, the same report that you get in BW systems, the same report you will get on the business suite system, wherein it will tell you, okay, I need a 512 GB of memory if you want to migrate the ECC system on HANA. So this is about the suite on HANA system. We will talk about HANA revision, where it started, SPO2, revision 12. SPSO3 is nothing but revision 20. So that means SPO2 revision 12, SPO3 started with revision 20 means if the client is on revision 90, that means they are on SP12. So SP3 started with revision 20, before that it was SP2. SP4 started with revision 28, which means 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35 to 45, it was SPO4 only. When they released 45 revision, they named it as SPSO5 stack. We will go into detail. This is from the product availability matrix. So this is the directory structure, USR, SAP, SID. Then this is the prerequisites. hardware and software. What it supports only 64-bit operating system, and only now SUSE Linux is only supported. Then media. Then this is the directory structure, SID and instance, the same thing, and unified installer. How to start it? This is a distributed installation like our central instance and Galag instances. So, but kind of like distributed environment. How it looks like. We will talk about that. Then this is a GUI interface. That was the previous slides were having the command line. This is the GUI interface. Just next, and it will do the installation. So responsible, like as I said, who is responsible for what? Appliance installation, hardware partner. Hardware partner. OS installation, SUSE Linux operating system, hardware partner. HANA updates us. So OS installation plus actually here one more line should be there. HANA software installation. Yeah, it's there, right? SAP HANA installation. Yeah, in here the software is coming. So HANA updates, once the hardware partner delivers the HANA appliance, then it's your responsibility as a HANA admin to upgrade this HANA software to the latest revision. Data source connectivity, if you want to connect SLT, BODS or DXC, your responsibility from the customer side. VI client installation, your responsibility. SAP HANA software support as usual, SAP. Okay, so this is about additional software. So this is about the second day what are we going to cover. So similarly, I will not go into now the day 3, day 4 because just this is the day 3 kind of thing wherein we will see the studio. What is the studio? It's a front end by which you log into the HANA to do the administration part of HANA database. You want to start, stop, you can do it through studio. You want to see how much CPU memory utilization, you can do it. You want to check the trace files, log files, definitely you can do it through studio. Performance issues, diagnosis, trace files, you can open the trace files in the studio. So studio is a front end by which you log into the HANA database. Kind of like our SAP GUI to log into SAP system, studio is a front end to log into the HANA database. For us, we use the studio for administration. HANA functional consultants will also use creating star schemas and building the models. And once the models are developed, they will connect the business object reporting tools and they will consume the models and do the reporting. So in the third day, we are going to see what is the studio, how to install it, how do you add the HANA systems, studio, what is about studio, the third party, Eclipse is some other third party thing. It is SAP has utilized the studio. So we will see what are the different work areas. Once you open the studio, on the left side you will have a navigator. On the you have different perspective called as administration perspective. You click on it, HANA administration consultants will do the monitoring, checking whether the server is up or not, take backup, recovery, do the recovery also through HANA Studio, start, stop the HANA database through Studio is also possible. So many other things. Same day 3 we will start with the administration. How are you going? There are different tabs like under administration console you have landscape, you have alert sections, automatically alerts will be generated. Then you have the work directory wherein we have the developer trace files. So same way we have a trace directory wherein we have all the trace files. You don't have to go to the OS level and go to the work directory. To work directory wherein you have all the developer trace files in any SAP system. So same thing in the studio, you have a diagnosis files tab. You go there, it will list down all the files from the work directory, expensive statements, why is the system stable or not. You can check all the individual services of HANA whether they are up and running or not. Everything from the diagnosis files, all the trace and log files can be checked. After we see the studio, the next deck will be administration. So for the day 3, if you see this is separate and this is separate deck. So in the day 3 you will see administration, you are going to have it's a 23 slides, wherein we are going to focus on every aspect. How do you start in SAP environment? You have the dialog work process background, you have the dispatcher, message and queue, but how is the internal architecture of HANA? In the day 3 we just saw SLT, how we load the data into HANA, how we consume through BO business object reporting tools. But now in the day 3 we are going to see what is an index service, what is the name service, what is the statistic service, pre-processor service. HANA, what is the purpose of it? Index service is the one which all the data, all the processing is done by the index service for OS calls. So statistic service generates the alerts and it will every now and then check for key performance and we have that. So this is the memory area wherein you can check CPU utilization. Landscape wherein you can right click on a particular index. So landscape tab, alerts tab, you can check what are the different alerts being generated. You can configure the email configuration. Here in the next slide it is, where is it? Yeah, under this SMTP server and the port number, probably you will get an email every time a statistic service generates an alert. This indicator. Then we have the loads tab. This is so different tabs are there. We have application console. So configuration, system information, diagnosis files, troubleshooting I have by post and enforce. We will talk about that. What are the different tools for monitoring and administration? So you will see that in detail. So this is about the day 3. Then we have the day 4. How to do a backup and recovery. So before we start with backup and recovery, I have added a very good slide. How HANA 4. What is the need of backup? Because we are saying everything is in memory. Why do we need a backup? into the persistence layer, there is a disk wherein the data is getting stored. Now, if the disk crashes before going to the backup, I have just added a slide wherein, this is the memory page. There is a disk with the data in log. So this is about the redo log, and the crash happens to this. We need a backup, to do. This is the next slide I have added this. A lot of pain I have taken to take this to environment, how the backup works. How can we have third-party Tivoli backup tool, Tivoli store through and configure it, and you can have the Tivoli third-party tool to take the backup options. Can you recover it to the last, it crashed at 10 o'clock. Can you recover it to the last safe point, and then using a specific point in time into detail about this. Okay, so HANA revision. So lifecycle manager in the HANA Studio, which you can use to upgrade the HANA database. This thing. Then you have the columnar storage. Really, this like how the internal mechanism is, how the steep because of columnar storage. So we will see the columnar storage architecture when it writes, how the compression is. If I send you a zip file, one document inside the zip file, what you do, you unzip it, you modify the file 1:7 compression. Then you want to write the data which is already compressed, which comes into picture. So the columnar storage is good. With analytical purpose, if data is stored in columnar storage, it's much faster to read storage in HANA. But row store is also really important, because if you want it in row storage format, it's very much faster to write data for columnar storage. What is the difference between row storage, columnar storage? We are going to build from the memory, because memory, the data is there, but at the same time, you have memory and free up some memory in case you have reached 990 GB and there is no memory for user. You can unload all the old tables from memory, and you don't even have to worry, because the tables which has been unloaded, it can be broad merge concept is there. We will focus. So this training will be like, I think, and then we will see about in the 6th day the second slide. I have spent a lot of hours on making this different models, standard rules that comes with HANA. This, if you want to apply license, if you want changes in the configuration, you need INI file admin privilege. Say there is a we want to enable a trace database. You have to go to trace configuration tab and INI file admin privilege. So I just jotted it down into one table. So this is about the security aspect. The next we will focus on high availability, disaster recovery. How can we set up? If one and the other instances of HANA, support the disaster recovery between data centers. Add SLT, BODS, and DXC. One deck working on that. SLT I have a good deck, but I will merge everything in one deck for 3 hours or 4 hours on that. So day 8, 3 days, 3 hours. So 24 hours, but definitely go to 10 days with all practicals and hands-on. So or 32, 35 hours will be the training.
Regarding,
last year, I don't remember. It was HANA SPO6 version. SPO6.
So is there any large difference?
All these decks that has been prepared, this is much difference between SPO7 and SPO6.
Prepare, yeah.
HANA 100 and HANA 200, HA200. HA300 is for the functional HANA consultants. HA300 is more kind of like for modelers, the functional guys. So HA100 is a introduction course, and HA200 is a administration course. So if you join SAP for the training, it will be a 5-day training wherein they will cover HA200 for 2 days and HA200 for 3 days. And in India, I was the first to attend that batch for HA200. We were 15 people, and it was the first batch being conducted in India that we attended.
So your company organized it, yeah?
Yes, I will not pay from my pocket, definitely.
Yeah, I know
so,
that. And one more thing, do you give certification questions? Do you help us to prepare for that certification?
Yes, definitely. I will give you those as well.
You have your certification questions, what to prepare, and normally how long will it take to prepare?
See, if you just attend my training, I can assure you 99% that you can clear the certification. Security is the area wherein you will get 10-12 questions. You have to focus more on security. So there are different areas wherein there are dedicated 12 questions from this, 10 questions from that. There are different chapters. I will share you those as well.
So that means at least after your training, at least 2 to 3 weeks, we have to focus, yeah?
Yes, definitely. But what I was planning is, let's have a weekend training. Let's focus on Saturday and Sunday. I will give you 3 hours of session with at least one break in between, and you guys can after the training, you guys can at home relax and complete the same session that I covered in the morning. You can go through it in the evening and brush up, and if you guys have any questions, you can email me, or we can discuss it in the next day, or we can, you will have like in the weekend, if I have like I take 3 classes, probably you will have like Monday to Friday again to go through it, go through extra material if you want to, and focus more and study more on that. Definitely you can do that. Next weekend, then you will have a lot of questions on your mind, and we can have a brainstorm session and take over from there.
And one more thing, how about hands-on? Like, how it will be completely theoretical, or hands-on? How much part it will be?
Hands-on, yeah, we will give. I will talk with Eraj. We can give a HANA studio installed on your machine, and we can give access to you. You can monitor. You can do the administration completely.
Sir, I don't mean that. See, you'll be giving access. That's okay. But
Yes.
regarding the installations and all that, will you go through that installations practically?
Yeah, I will show one installation on a SUSE Linux. We have a one SUSE Linux machine setup wherein the HANA software will be extracted and kept. And when we start the session, we will show you the installation.
What about migration? Like any?
No. Migration is a big task. You know that, right? System copy, export, import. It's in general. I have did a migration. It's what? It's just instead of DB2 from Oracle to DB2, it will be Oracle to HANA. So not much difference from basis side, not much difference. But let's say if you want to move a BW system from X database to HANA database, a lot of conversions and info cubes, optimized info cubes and all that, the HANA function, the BW function, the consultants will take care of that. But from administration, you do export, import, and that's all. Not much difference. But migration can't be shown, that's for sure. Because migration means it will be OSDB migration training then.
Okay. So you'll be giving materials also, sir?
Yes, material, this deck will be shared across. The decks that I have shown you, this deck will be shared across.
Okay. And you have certification questions, you'll be sharing that also?
Yes, Soli, definitely. The certification questions will be shared across, and we will discuss the same in the class as well, in the last session. We will keep an extra session for that.
Okay. Yeah, that's it from my side. So,
Murthy, you have any questions?
Yes, sir. I'm just doing this SAP basis administration and support also, and implementation, both security and all I'm handling. Just how it will help the HANA after completion of this course and certification.
Yes. So see, what the trend is actually HANA database. When I did the BW and HANA migration, right? When I went to the customer, when I went on site, probably I was tasked to do this BW and HANA migration from BW from Oracle to HANA. The HANA hardware was delivered by the hardware partner on revision 15. It was on SPO5, and yeah, and it was 4 months, 5 months back I did it, and at that time it was revision 68, 70 was available in the market. So there is like for Oracle database you have an Oracle administrator. For DB2 there is a database administrator, DB2 a person who can take care of the DB2 activities. From HANA administration, what I have to do is I have to do the upgrade by myself, because there is no one in the market to do it. So I had the knowledge. Before I ran the migration, I upgraded the system. Before I ran the migration, I said to the customer that I am going to upgrade. I am going to define a backup strategy, because this was delivered by hardware vendor. Give me a tape drive so that the backups can be pushed to that. I configured. I asked the network team that this is the tape. Create a mount point to the SUSE Linux, and I have taken a backup every week. I have the script automated scripts are there. I have just ran that every week the backup. So you have to do the migration. If during migration, if any issues occur, so the studio you can go to the trace files and check the log files. So basically, it will be helpful, because the trend is Oracle guys and all these guys. This is and the thing is, if you have seen this installation document, Murthy, the second slide.
Okay.
Did you see the second deck? This one.
Yeah.
You see the architecture here? You see the architecture?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is our regular central instance architecture, USR SAP SID. You added it. You want a dialog instance added. Here it is called as master slave concept. So you add one more node, one more hardware, HANA hardware you bring in and you add that. So kind of like the
Okay.
same architecture, and then the backups taken. So this is the data file, log file, and its security is a little tough in HANA database, not our SAP security like our PFCG, authorization objects and all this, but it's kind of like at a granular level wherein you have I have privileges concept, system privilege, object privilege, SQL type of things and all these things. So what I would say is, Murthy, from in the market, once you learn HANA database for migration, for basis activities also, probably from the administration is not that tough on HANA database. Every week you take a backup. Every day you can do a daily health check from the studio. You can check how much memory, CPU, yeah, those kind of things. Basic health check of the system, and then once in
Okay.
a 3 months you can do the upgrade. A database guy will not understand USR SAP architecture. A database guy will not understand, the like DBA cockpit. If you have BW on HANA database, you go to the DBA cockpit and you can schedule it through the DBA calendar, the backups, and you
Yes.
can also do the administration of HANA database from the DBA cockpit in SAP system, logged in from SAP system,
Okay.
right? So
And one more thing, can you show the roadmap? See, HANA has grown to different versions. Now is supporting to BODS, Crystal Report. I have seen in the first day session. Can you repeat that slide? Only slide, right?
which
This HANA,
session?
how he has grown from first starting version to latest version.
Oh, okay. Here, this one?
Not
Journey?
before the. This is HANA journey. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is
Just tell me about something. This now. What is the latest version now? HANA.
see, HANA, how SAP released HANA in the market like 2 years back. If you go back 2 years, SAP said HANA in memory technology, in memory CPU, memory data, everything in memory, processing much faster like that. So you used to load the data from through SLT or BODS through replication technology from your source system into HANA and use the memory technology to do faster analytics, right?
Yes.
So let's say 2 years back, the customer was on SAP BW and Oracle, and they said, I want to do faster analytics. What I would suggest is, okay, you have BODS, load the data from BODS, which is a separate software. It will connect to BW on one side, on the other side to HANA. It will go to BW, bring your 20 tables and load into HANA. Then you have business object connected on top of HANA, and you use the 20 tables and do modeling and do reporting. Now the problem is, this customer, they have almost spent 15 years and they have the SAP standard BW environment, and they have all the modeling done, info cubes and everything, reporting backs, everything is there. How can they again develop new things on HANA? Got the point, Murthy? So that is where the confusion started. They released HANA saying in memory and load the data through BODS SLT from BW or ERP into HANA and use it for reporting, do the modeling. But the customer can't go for the modeling again from scratch. They have like 15 years, 20 years of modeling already been done by the BW consultants, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
then that point came, BW on HANA. Directly you migrate the BW on HANA. So whatever the existing 15 years of work has been done, it's just another database. Instead of Oracle, it's now HANA, and the SAP, the application architecture is same. You have same info cubes, but its only thing is optimized info cubes, and much more optimized towards in-memory technology, faster process chain, same process chain, but there is a 30% reduction in time. Earlier it was taking 1 hour, now it is getting completed in 20 minutes. Got the point? Because it's in on a database, which is a appliance running on in-memory, not on disk. Everything data in memory. So that is where this came, BW on HANA, second step. Then the same way BW on HANA, they released CRM on HANA. Then the suite ERP came on HANA, ERP, CRM, BW. Now we have HANA as a platform. Non-SAP applications are also supported on HANA. We have, I'm not sure, I don't remember a good example of this, but much more other applications can also be done on HANA. And you can also use HANA as an accelerator. You have the COPA finance, this COPA tables, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So you have the ERP system. You load the few of the finance tables into HANA, and when the COPA applications are running on the ECC system, you have a switch. You say that instead of running on the SAP application, you run it on HANA database, because you have already loaded the tables into HANA and you have defined the connection. So in ECC, the COPA application, when it is running, the programs, that you can create a switch. There is a switch wherein you say now run it on HANA. So you are having all the tables into HANA. Then you want to utilize the memory technology of HANA. So the processing of that COPA applications will be faster. So that is called as HANA accelerator. So different versions, that is called as deployment strategy. I have one slide, not now on this machine, but there are 3 slides on that. HANA as an accelerator, HANA as a sidecar approach, HANA as a primary persistence, HANA, different strategies are there for HANA for utilizing the HANA. I will share it with you. We will discuss that. I will add it in day 8 or day 9, something like that.
Okay. On my last question. Right now we are having one last question I am going to ask you.
You should be please go ahead.
Yeah, we are having ECC 6.0 with Oracle database.
Okay. Now
you said in the session, in the demo session, you told Oracle database can be upgraded into HANA database.
No. You migrate.
You are migrated.
Yeah, migrate.
You told you export your Oracle database and we will import into HANA.
Right. Correct.
Can we do?
Yeah, that's what we do. What we do is, if you want to migrate a ECC system into HANA, the prerequisite is it should be an EHP7.
Okay.
So you upgrade to EHP7.
Okay.
And then, once you upgrade to EHP7, after the upgrade, what you do is you do a heterogeneous system copy. You take an export and you say target as HANA database. Then you run the SWPM, Sap Hana, and then you do the import and say HANA database. So it's just
what about above application? Same programs will work. Above programs, whatever we have customized programs.
Whether it is the thing is, don't consider HANA as a big thing. It's just as any other database. Instead of Oracle, it's HANA database. It's a database. End of the day, it's a database. I have a BW system on HANA. I will log in and show you. You go to BW system, you log in, you go to system properties. Instead of Oracle, you will see HANA, HDB, HANA database. You will see HDB.
Okay.
And then you go to DBA cockpit, you will see HANA database administration console. So from application perspective, after migration from Oracle, you have upgraded to EHP7, then you migrated to HANA database, you log in, you run the same transaction codes, everyone does the same work, you run the SGen. Everything like any other system copy, heterogeneous system copy, you do the same here and then release it to the customer.
Prerequisite EHP7.
Yeah, for ECC EHP7, and for BW it is 7.31 SPO5. The current version of BW systems will be 7.31 SPO5. Then you can migrate to HANA.
Okay.
About that is fine. 7.31 SPO5, 7.30 SP, I don't remember SP2 or something, but definitely 7.31 SPO5 it should be equivalent 7.30 SP2 or whatever, the equivalence level is there always, right? So 7.31 SPO5 is the bare minimum if you want to migrate BW. It doesn't support dual stack system. You have to split the BW Java separately, then migrate.
Okay.
Let's do one thing. Let's do one thing, guys. Very good demonstration here. What I'm going to add over here is one good thing I'm going to add over here is for you guys is let's add something on PW on HANA. Okay.
Okay.
A deck has to be prepared, and that's a pain area for me because I have to spend a couple of hours on that, but we will spend on it. So ECC on HANA, BW on HANA, what I will going to add is on a deck we will add, okay, if you want to migrate a BW on HANA, what is the current BW system requirement? Dual stack, if it is a dual stack split, you have to tell the customer that Java is not supported on HANA database. So you have to split the Java with a dual stack splitter is there, right? You know about the dual stack split tool? Yeah. So with NetWeaver 740, they are for BW systems the Java is separate, and so the same thing if you want to migrate to HANA, the Java application server is not supported on HANA database. So you split it, you keep it on Oracle Java, you migrate the app to HANA database. Same way, ECC, what are the prerequisites, what is the latest revision you have to upgrade, after which you can migrate. I will capture in one in that deck. So day 8, the last deck we will be focusing on how you could migrate. We will not see the actual migration because that will be OSDB migration training. We can't go into that level. But if you want to migrate a SAP system, whether it is BW or ECC or CRM, what prerequisites you have to keep into mind, what you have to talk in front of the customer in proposals or to the current existing customer, I will walk you through that. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Any other questions, Murthy,
No.
Suni?
So you'll be giving the migration steps, yeah?
No, not migration. Strategy. Only strategy, Suni. If we want migration steps, we will have a day 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and we will add OSDB migration to that, and we will charge more on that. Just kidding, Sunny, just kidding. Don't worry, we will, whatever the day 8 will be, the deck on day 8, that will be enough. You can do a migration on that. Okay?
Sir, you know, in this, like you said, 8 days, so like 3 hours per day. So how much the practical, like, you know, installation, apart from installation, like what other practical aspects you will be letting us know?
See, this is not theory. See, when I'm going through this day 3, when I'm talking about the administration console over here in the day 3, here, right, day 3 administration, I'm not going to show you the theoretical part over here. When I'm talking about this screen, this is just for you for a quick, recall when you go through this. But I will be logging into the system within the 3 hours and showing you whatever is here in the overview tab. In the landscape tab, I will just say this is what is about landscape, but I'm going to log into the system in the HANA database and go to the landscape and show you live over there. So this 3 hours is, this deck is only for your reference. I'm not going to use it line by line. This is, I will share my deck, but the slide that I'm going to cover, that will be just for understanding purpose. Immediately before I switch to the next slide, I will be logging into the system and showing you this is what is there in the slide, and this is what is all about.
Okay. And
okay,
you
so
also
from my side, the 3 hours will be, you know, if 10 slides has to be covered, the 10 slides, not on the theoretical aspect. Theoretical aspect is for you. Theoretical part is for you. But I am going to log into the system and show you the practical. Later, you have to log in, do the same practice, hands-on. Probably you might need some hours to do that. First, go through the session, to go through the deck in whole, and then you can log into the system and spend a couple of hours.
Will you provide the login freely on this charge only?
That these guys has to answer. I don't get into the details. Eraj and other, yeah.
Okay. We'll talk later, Nikhil.
Okay. Yeah, later we can talk about that after this, because this session is recorded and we can talk about it later.
Okay.
So if you guys have no more questions, then we will wrap it up. Nikhil?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Chalo. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining in.
Thank you.